Welcome to the Indigo Church. Really glad that you're here. I'm really glad that I'm here. I'm really glad that we're here together. So let's jump right into it. This week is John chapter 9. So Jesus makes a blind man be able to see, but it's the Sabbath day, right? And the Jews are still the Jews and Jesus are having this whole back and forth. Like they're trying to condemn this man. They're trying to hold him guilty. Like, you're not who you say you are. Like, you keep doing work on the Sabbath day and we're gonna kill you. So it's the Sabbath day and Jesus makes a blind man be able to see. Here goes Jesus doing another miracle, and the Jews are not grateful for his works. They're just stuck in their ways. They're stubborn on the old covenant when they can't even see the God in front of their eyes. So basically, the Jews are on a hunt for Jesus now, because he made that blind dude be able to see, but it's the Sabbath day, and they have something against that because you're supposed to rest on the Sabbath day, in their opinion. So now they're on a hunt for him. So they find the blind man, and they're like, how are you not blind anymore? And he's like, oh, that Jesus dude made me be able to see. They were like, where is he? He's like, I don't know, I'm blind. Because Jesus like put some clay on his eye or something, and then he was like, all right, now go to the river and you'll see, or something. So then he goes to the river and then he can see, right? So they, all right, it was just a funny joke because he didn't see where Jesus was because he was blind. Anyway, so then they're like, basically like, well, if you're saying, Jesus, if you were blind your whole life and Jesus made you be able to see, we don't believe you. They're like, take us to your parents. And then his parents are like, yeah, he's been blind ever since he was born. We can't believe that he can see. This is crazy. And they're like, well, he says Jesus did it. And they're like, well, we don't know what happened. We're not gonna take any sides here because we're scared of you guys, because the Jews are outside of these people's house with like pitchforks and all that, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't say they're out there with pitchforks, but it does say that the people, the parents of the blind person, are scared of the Jews. They're scared of the Jews because the Jews are very threatening, right? Otherwise, why are you going to be scared of somebody unless they're trying to impose fear? So that's another thing that is so not holy. We shouldn't be imposing fear upon anybody. We rule through love, not through fear. That the devil rules through fear. So these Jews are of the devil, and that's what Jesus has been trying to say. But anyway, and Jesus is not against the Jews. He's trying to save the Jews. You feel me? But the Jews are just so stuck in their ways, thinking they're righteous, and they're trying to kill Jesus. That is not righteous. Like, come on now. And this isn't every Jew. There's probably like a group of rebellious Jews. It's not like Jesus versus the Jews. Right? I couldn't even do my video outside because the weed whacker, and he's gonna bring the weed whacker right near the window. Like, come on now. Come on now. Quit drawing on me. Go to a different window. You know what I mean? Be able to see. We need light to see. But Jesus is the light of the earth, you feel me? Something like that. I don't know. This window is not as good as my window. Meh. In the bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom. Sorry, I'm feeling that silly. I wasn't feeling silly all day. I start recording myself and I'm like, you're funny, bro. Anyway. So they're like trying to figure out who Jesus is and where he came from and all this stuff and like where they could find him. So they cast out this blind man, right? Because he's saying, yeah, Jesus did it. And they're like, well, get out of here, bugger. So they cast out the blind man. They're not fond of him because he's fond of Jesus, because Jesus just gave him sight. It's a miracle. He's like basically he's saying, whether you know where Jesus came from or not, or if he is who he says he is, he just worked a miracle into my life and gave me sight. Like, he gave me newfound sight. This is a blessing, right? And he's saying, like, this must be of God, right? Because this is such a miracle. He's like, he's out here doing good things, righteous good things. Is our God not a loving, righteous God that we believe in? He's like, this man Jesus, who claims to be of God, is out here doing loving, righteous things. He sticks up for Jesus, and that's why they're like, get out. We don't like you. No, we're stubborn, and we're saying Jesus is not who he says he is. I don't care that he made you have sight, because they're blind. So Jesus finds the blind dude. Obviously now he's not blind, but after he's cast out, and Jesus tells him this, and I'm going to read right from the chapter. These are the last 3 verses. This is John 9, verses 39 through 41. And Jesus said, "For judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not..." Sorry, it's so hard. KJV. I'll try again. I understand it. It's just hard to read it. And Jesus said, I'll break it down in my own words after I read it anyway. It'll be a lot easier. And Jesus said, "For judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, Are we blind also? Jesus said unto them, If ye were blind, ye should have no sin. But now ye say, We see, therefore your sin remaineth." So, basically, I'm going to just break this down now. I just read it. I'm going to break it down now. So Jesus is saying he came into the world for judgment, right? Jesus is going to be either our saving grace, or if we decide to go against Jesus, then that's going to be our downfall. We're going to go to hell, right? We got to believe in Jesus to go to heaven. He came here to judge us, and if you're working with God, if you're living a righteous life, God will lead you to Jesus. So anyway, and Jesus said, "For judgment I am coming to this world." So he came here for judgment, right? Because Jesus will be here when it's like Judgment Day or whatever it's called or whatever. Like, I didn't get to that chapter, Revelations or whatever yet. But Jesus is going to come back. There's going to be a second coming of Christ, and that's going to be like when the world ends and the righteous are all brought to heaven, and the people who are of the devil, living of this world, go to hell with the devil. And it's going to be a division, split between the devilish people going to hell and the righteous people going to heaven. So, I mean, choose a side. Choose a side and live your life. But basically, and Jesus said, "For judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see." So Jesus came here for the people that were blind, that couldn't see, right? The people that were lost in the dark, no light. Jesus is the light for them, right? And then he goes on to say, basically, the people who think they can see, who fabricated their own light in this world, who think they can see, are actually the ones that are blind. The way the Jews fabricated this thing where they're stubborn, stuck in their ways, thinking they know, and they are truly the ones that are blind. So basically, and they that which see might be made blind. So that's what he's saying. And some of the Pharisees which were with them, so now these Pharisees are kind of scared. They're like, yo, like are we blind, or can we see? and Jesus is like if you were blind, then you should have no sin, right? Because you're lost and you don't know what you're doing. So how can you be held accountable for sins that you're kind of just like swimming through, right? Because you're just living in this life full of sin. You're not purposely trying to sin. You're just blind and lost, right? And he's like, but if you're saying that you see, right? Like, you're claiming to be like all-knowing as if you're God. Like, if you're trying to be God, basically, you're trying to be the God of your own life and your own destiny and your own beliefs. He's saying, yeah, then you have sin, like, because this world is not without sin. This world is with sin. So he's like, if you're thinking you're righteous and you're thinking you're holy and you're thinking you're all that means you're a sinner. Like, if you know you're a sinner and you know you're lost and blind, then there's probably no sin in you, really. Like, you're a pure heart in a sinful world. Like, you're just lost, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fine. Jesus is here to guide you if you're lost. That's why he makes the blind people able to see and truly see. But the people that just think they can truly see without Jesus are really just blind. So, that's really the message of this chapter. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I love you. And I hope you come back next week so we can keep enjoying the Bible together. And I hope your spiritual journey takes you to beautiful places. So thank you for being here. And I love you guys. Peace.